All right, Phoenix, Arizona. I am sweating like crazy. So welcome to Whiskey's Journey. My name is Peter Fasciano. This is my channel segment called Sip It or Skip It. If you guys are new, this is where I have all of my whiskeys in my entire collection randomized on my phone, minus the ones that I've already completed the sip and skip segments for. I'm going to spin the wheel. It's just a randomizer, and whatever it selects, I'm going to pull it off the shelf, do a quick review, and let you guys know if I'm going to keep sipping on the bottle until it's gone and I'll replace that bottle, or once the bottle's gone and I don't particularly care for it, I'm going to skip buying it again and move on to something else. So let's go ahead and spin the wheel and see what we're reviewing today. This is Barrel Bourbon Batch number 31. I think this is pretty close to being one of the very first Sip It and Skip It's that I did, but I think it was Barrel Batch number 32. I could be wrong, I gotta check, but whatever the case may be, let me go ahead and pull Batch 31 out and give it a review. A little bit of dust on this. So I don't know if you guys can see, but this is Barrel Batch number 31. I have, I think, up to the current one. I think batch number 29 is the first one that I had. And then all the way up to the most current one, 34. But this is batch 31. Let's get this thing on the nose. And just like always, the information for the whiskey is right here, along with my Sip It and Skip It tallies up to this point. I get spice first off. After the spice, there is a little bit of sweetness to it. The ABV is there. Let me double check. This is 111.2 proof, so 55.6% ABV. Smelling a little bit hotter than 111 because it is. It's 111.2. Oh, whiskey reviews. That's why you guys are here, giving you guys top-notch information. The spice is more of a peppery spice, maybe kind of like a high rye spice. I'm struggling with the sweetness here. The spice is dominating the sweet, but the sweet is there. I want to say a little bit of apple, mild apple, red, not green. Maybe a slight amount of cherry, but there's also a good amount of oakiness. So I think the oak and the spice is dominating the sweetness. Let's go ahead and get it on the palate. But before I do, this is thick. Those legs are thick, just dripping like syrup. All right, let's get this on the palate. Yeah, oak, spice, slight cherry, slight amount of apple, brown sugar and caramel and vanilla are definitely coming through on the palate. That was not there on the nose. A little bit of tannin, a little bit of bitterness. It's been quite a while since I've had this one, and I think I might be doing a flight fight in August with Barrel Bourbon, but I'm not exactly sure yet. I'm going to be changing up my August format on my Friday videos. I think I'm still going to do the first Friday flight fights, and then I'm going to start pairing up similar whiskeys and tasting them blind. I've already got 4 or 5 sitting right here, and I just need to be able to get someone else to mix them up and then mark them so I'm tasting them blind. But I think I'll be doing that on one of the Fridays, and then I think I'm also going to keep my 5 bottle flight Fridays going as well. So my Friday in August, starting in August, is going to be changed up a little bit, so I'm not just doing the same things over and over again. All right, now this has opened up a little bit. I got a little bit of pear. I would say that there's some light fruits in here. Lighter side of the red apple. The sweetness is the honey, the vanilla, oak, and lots of spice. And it must be good because my mouth is watering. So let me get that second sip down and see if I can pull anything else out of this. All right, on that second sip, a little bit more fruity notes are coming out, but it's still dominated by the spice and the oak. And even at 111.2, I don't think this is drinking that hot. I think the heat that I'm getting is from the spice and not from the ABV or the proof. So here's a question for you guys. When you talk about ABV and proof, when you actually state what it is, do you do the proof or do you guys do the ABV? Because I seem to think that I flip-flop back and forth between saying that it's 111.2 proof or it's, what is that, divided by 2, 55.6% ABV. I kind of flip-flop back and forth between the two. But in the information that I give you guys, I think I always give you both. And if you don't know the ABV, just multiply it by 2. That gives you the proof. If you guys are new to this channel and you like this information and you're not subscribed to the channel, do me a favor and subscribe to the channel. Just go ahead and click on that subscribe button down below. I think it's like right down there. Like this video. If you like the video, share this with somebody in the whiskey world that might get enjoyment out of it. Turn that bell notification on because I go live with videos or I'm publishing videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Leave some comments down below. A couple of things that I want you guys to comment. First of all, the ABV or the proof. What do you guys, or how do you guys reference the whiskey? Do you do the proofs or do you call out the ABV? Second thing, let me know if you guys are familiar with any of the Barrel Bourbon batches. And if you do have multiple batches, what is your favorite? And then third, where is your limit? As things are coming out year to year or multiple releases a year, are you guys limiting yourself or are you guys continuing to buy these and then making sure that you're drinking them so they're not stockpiled on your shelf? I'd be interested to hear what you guys are doing with your bourbon purchases with these annual releases or multiple annual releases. Now on the nose, I'm picking up a little bit more of those traditional bourbon notes. Sometimes I get some cherry. I think some red apple, some cherry is in here. But again, just like everything that I've said before, the spice and the oak are dominating this. And the spice is a little bit more on the Christmas spice side of things. I wouldn't say that it is now the peppery note. It's not that kind of spicy, but it does have a cooking spice to it, like a Christmas cake or a fruit cake or some sort of Christmas cooking spice. Let's get this last sip down. Really try to concentrate on the finish. See if I can get anything else out of this. And then I think I have a decision on whether this is going to be a sip or a skip. I don't know if it's just me or if I'm locked into this, but on that last sip, as I was inhaling right before I ended up taking a sip, I got fresh tobacco notes. That just seems to be in my head. I haven't really picked up on that note in the past, but recently it seems to be in most of the whiskeys. And I don't know if it's just in my head and I start to pick up on it, but on that inhalation right before the sip, I picked up tobacco. I would say the finish is medium to long. Other than the spice, I don't think there's anything sharp in here. I think it's well-rounded. And I think the spice, the oak, and then on the back end, all of those little sweet notes with the fruit, the vanilla, the honey, the caramel, the brown sugar, all of those typical bourbon notes are in here, but it takes a back seat to the oak and the spice. Overall, I think this is a very well-rounded bourbon. So if you guys haven't guessed this already, I'm going to put this in the sip category, but there's going to be a caveat to this. I'm getting to the point in my journey that I'm starting to pick up repeat bottles of the Elijah Craig, of the Larcenies, and of the Barrels. And there's no way that I'm going to be drinking all of these anytime soon. I have a lot of these. So even though this is a sip for me, I don't believe I will be picking up a new version of this until at least 1 or 2 of my current bottles are gone. Otherwise, I'm going to be running out of room, and it seems to be I don't want to say a waste of money, but it seems to be not the best decision in the world to be continuously buying batch after batch after batch when I have 5 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 5 of these sitting on the shelf, and they're all just about at this level. So it wouldn't be very prudent of me to continue to buy the Elijah Craigs, the Barrel Proofs, and the Larcenies, and any other of those 3 releases or the annual releases. But I don't see myself buying any more of these in the near future until some of these bottles are gone. And that causes a problem or causes an issue because I haven't had a bad batch of the Barrel Bourbon yet. But I think it's time to sit back and relax for a little while and kind of put my money towards some other special releases. So that's where I'm going to leave it. Enjoy your journey, and we'll talk to you guys next time. Bye.